I gave my son only my last name after finding out my ex cheated on me while I was pregnant. My boyfriend David and I had been together for 3 years when I got pregnant. We weren't planning it, but we were both excited about being parents. The problem was, I have this condition called hyperemesis gravidarum. It's basically extreme morning sickness that makes you throw up constantly. I'm talking 24/7 nausea, where I couldn't eat or drink anything without throwing it back up. I ended up in the emergency room 4 times and got hospitalized twice because I was so dehydrated. I lost 50 pounds in my first 3 months of being pregnant. It was brutal. David would take me to the ER when I needed to go, but he only visited me once when I was actually in the hospital. He said he didn't like hospitals, so he just stayed home. I was too sick to even care at the time. Eventually, I had to move in with my mom because I needed someone to actually help me. My mom lived an hour away from our apartment, so I didn't expect David to visit all the time, but he barely texted me either. The only time I'd see him was when he'd drive over to pick up groceries. I had gotten food stamps and would use them to buy him food for the whole month. Those visits felt weird, like we were strangers just doing a transaction. By my 3rd trimester, I was finally feeling better. That's when I asked David to help me pack some stuff at our apartment to make room for the baby. I specifically told him to let me know what day so I could plan around it. He forgot to tell me. When he finally called and said to come over, I already had other plans. He completely lost it on me, screaming about how I didn't care about our baby. We broke up that day. A few weeks later, I got a call that David had been arrested for something minor. When he called me from jail, I asked him how our car got home since it was only in my name. He said a friend drove it back for him. I jokingly asked, "What? Did you get a girlfriend?" And he said, "Yeah." I didn't even know what to say. After I hung up, my friend looked up this new girlfriend on Facebook. Their relationship status said they'd been together for 4 months. We had only been broken up for 3 weeks. I confronted David about it and he admitted he'd been seeing her while I was pregnant. He said it wasn't technically cheating because they didn't do anything physical. He actually said she knew about me and understood the situation. I was done. I stopped talking to him unless it was about getting my stuff or the baby. When I went into labor, I didn't even tell him. He showed up an hour after our son was born, stayed for like an hour, then left. The next morning, I was signing all the birth certificate paperwork. When I got to the part about his last name, I put only my last name, not the hyphenated version we had talked about months earlier. When David came back to sign his part, he saw what I'd done and freaked out. He said I was being petty and taking away his legacy, which is funny because he has another kid who also doesn't have his last name. I didn't do it to be mean. I did it because I knew I wasn't going anywhere. But David's behavior showed me he could disappear whenever he wanted. I didn't want my son stuck with the last name of someone who might abandon him. My son is almost a year old now.